What is good, everyone? Welcome to this video. I'm Charlie from Conscious Creation, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you 3 powerful ways how you can start to love yourself more. I'm going to share with you my view of self-love and how you can tap more into it. So when it comes to self-love, is a lot of people think it's, oh, I'll go and take a holiday, I'll go and take care of myself. Yes, those things are fantastic, but that isn't the foundation of true self-love. Now, true self-love is understanding ourselves at a deeper level. We're not our mind, we're not our body, we are our soul. Yes, the mind and body are brilliant. However, that is not who we are at our core. Now, when we come to this planet Earth, we completely forget that we are these spiritual beings. We're almost cloaked in this veil of forgetfulness. And those who have a spiritual awakening realize that they are a spiritual being. Now, when we come here and we forget our true nature, we want to know who we are. So that's why we identify with things, because we want to be like, okay, who am I? And through identifying with things, we start to get a foundation of who we think we are. But if we go along and do this, is we become attached to it. And if anyone ever threatens your sense of identity, you become very self-defensive because you believe they are attacking you at your core. Now, if you tap into the deeper part of yourself, is you don't have this attachment to things. It's one of the main spiritual teachings that everyone talks about. Don't be so attached. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy things, but don't be attached to them. But the reason we are attached to them is it because we are identified with them, because we don't know ourselves at this deeper level. Now, my favorite Marvel character is that of Thor, and in the third film, Ragnarok, there's a scene where his hammer gets smashed to pieces, and he goes along through the film and thinks he's not as powerful because he has lost his hammer. And towards the end of the film, when he's trying to win a fight, he has a chat with his father, Odin, and Odin says to him, do you think that your source of power comes from the hammer, from him identifying with the hammer? And he has this realization that his true power comes from within himself. Now, as we've grown up, we have been conditioned to believe that we need things outside of us to get this sense of fulfillment, to get this sense of self-worth. We say, oh, I feel worthy once I have that amount of money. I feel worthy once I have these possessions. And what Rumi said, the great poet, is that everything that you want is within yourself. Now, the ego says, oh, I'll be happy once I get this. But if we learn to tap into that deeper part of ourselves, we end up getting to a place of feeling whole and complete within ourselves, and then everything else tends to fall in place. When we end up chasing things through that of the ego, now the ego is not bad at all, but if we go along and over-identify with it and try and chase things through it, do you ever find that you get something and it's never quite as good as you originally thought it was going to be, or you immediately want the next thing? It's because you're chasing things in the finite realm. Now, your soul is connected to everything, so it's whole and complete within itself. Now, when it comes to things like relationships, lots of people want deep and meaningful relationships, but you can only meet someone as deeply as you have met yourself. So if you learn to know yourself on this deeper level, you are going to then attract people in which you can have this much deeper connection. So what we want to do is we want to shift more out of mind energy and into soul energy. And there's a difference between the two. And it's a journey that we go through in order to do this. But the more we can shift into alignment with our soul, is we're going to get a very different experience in our life. Now, mind energy is based more on lack, needing things, and it always focuses on the past or on the future. Soul energy is whole and complete within the present moment. So the more present that we can become, the more we are aligning with our soul. So how can we become more present? Simply focusing on what is happening right here, right now, without judging the situation and just being in that place. Now, if you manage to shift more and more into soul energy, things can start to change for you in amazing ways. Why? The natural state of your soul is peace, love, abundance, and contentment. So there's something called the law of correspondence, which basically means so within, so without. So as you start to shift closer into alignment with your soul, and I'm going to share with you 3 ways in which you can do this, is you're going to start feeling more peace, more contentment, and more love, therefore shifting closer into a new state of being, which is that of self-love. Now, as the law of correspondence starts to work for you, so within, so without, the law of attraction starts to kick in. So because of this new energy that you're putting out, that of your soul energy, now everyone has their own unique soul energetic frequency. So as we start to align more with our soul energetic frequency, we start to attract situations and circumstances that are more in alignment with our soul. People, situations, and circumstances, things that resonate with us at a deep level. If you want to go along and attract your soul family or your soulmate, you need to align more with your soul, because if you're putting out that energy, you are going to attract that energy back to you. I'm going to share with you 3 ways in which you can shift closer into alignment with your soul. Now, I also want to say that this is a journey that we go through. It's not something that happens instantaneously. I'm by no means there 100%, but I've used it a lot in my life and I've noticed a lot of changes, so I really want to share with you. So the first thing is to accept that you are a soul and that you are love. You are naturally a very high vibrational being. Again, you don't need to attain things in order to feel great. Feeling great is your birthright. That's who you are at your core as a soul being. The second thing that we can do is we can trust ourselves. Our soul is from source energy. It is all-knowing and all-powerful. Now, what do you do when you love someone? You trust them. So in order to love yourself more, you need to lean more and more into trusting this part of yourself. Now, we think that we are always in control of things, and our mind likes to convince us that we're in control, but it's really our soul that has the steering wheel of the things that are going on around us. And the more we can lean into the trust of what it is doing and understand that it's doing everything for us and not to us. So shifting your perspective of it is doing everything for us, you're aligning more into your soul energetic frequency because you are not judging it as bad. When it comes to things like that of enlightenment, what I believe it is, it's simply stopping the resistance to what is. Because when we judge things, that's what creates resistance. So if you're going through a bad situation or a bad day, we judge it and we resist it. Someone who is in alignment with their soul simply accepts it and goes with it, even if it doesn't feel great at the time. Now, the third thing that we can do is we can be aware of any negative emotions that we have. The reason that we have negative emotions is because we're judging a situation as bad. If we simply learn to shift our perspective and not judge the situation as bad and realize that this part of ourselves is doing everything for us, is that energy starts to flow more freely within the body. So thank you for watching. I will put a free meditation below that can help you with the process of self-love if you want to give it a go. Apart from that, peace and take care.